Hi, my wise astrology tribe, Cosmic Insight Astrology. I am your co-pilot, Christina. Today, I'm here actually with the Mars retrograde, which is started December 6 in Leo at 6 degree. And we're going to talk about the retrograde period and what does it symbolize. If you're new to my channel, I'm always starting with the quotes I'm doing. I mean, you don't know that, but I'm always starting with the quotes. And I'm doing actually whole sign tropical astrology. It is not Vedic astrology. And I try to brainstorm and coming up with all the possible solutions how it can actually play out for you. Also, I'm going to actually analyze each individual sign from Aries to Pisces for everybody. So at the beginning, I just want to say Mars going to antegrade and actually entered retrograde shadow on October 5th, 2024. It was in 17 degree Cancer, then Mars station retrograde on the 6th of December at 6 degrees Leo, and Mars retrograde going to ingress Cancer again at January 6th, 2025, actually 4 years after the US incident, the Capitol situation. And then Mars going to station direct on February 24th, 2025 at 17 degree Cancer, and going to ingress Leo again April 18th, 2025, and May 2nd, 2025, going to leave the shadow period. So it is going to be very, very long shadow and retrograde period, and it's going to go between Leo and Cancer. So we're going to check both of the archetype. And during that transit, also Mars going to oppose Pluto. The first oppositions happened actually November 3rd, right before the US election 2024. Cancer and Capricorn was the axis of the opposition. Mars was in Cancer in fall, and Pluto was doing the last kick in Capricorn. Why January 3rd, 2023, it's going to oppose in Leo and Aquarius, and the last opposition going to happen April 27th, 2025. All right, guys, so let's start and let's talk about this retrograde period. And actually, I don't want to really talk a lot because you saw my video most likely at Lada's channel. And, a lot of I talked about Mars retrograde over there, and really, really deep and detailed analysis I gave. Today, the difference going to be like I also going to do that for each individual signs. All right, guys. So let's start with a quote. I always start with a quote. All right. So find people who can handle your darkest truths, who don't change the subject when you share your pain or try to make you feel bad for feeling bad. Find people who understand we all struggle, some of us more than others, and that there's no weakness in admitting it. Find people who want to be real, however that looks and feels, and who want you to be real too. Find people who get that life is hard and who get that life is also beautiful, and who aren't afraid to honor both of those realities. Find people who help you feel more at home in your heart, mind, and body, and who take joy in your joy. Find people who love you for real and who accept you for real, just as you are. They are out there, these people. Your tribe is waiting for you. So Scott Staber said that amazing and wrote that amazing, actually, sentiment over here, which I relate a lot. All right, so we're going to talk about the Sabian symbol over here, and we have to check because of Mars retrograde happened at 6 degrees, 46 minutes. So actually, we have to check the 7 degrees Sabian symbol in Leo. So that is actually the constellation of stars shine brilliantly in the night sky. What does it represent? It is actually embodies themes of cosmic order, guidance, and inspiration, higher wisdom, divine guidance, universal pattern, and cosmic plans. All right. So this is actually clarity in direction. Look into the bigger picture and align with the greater harmonious vision. All right, guys, let's see what's going on over here. So Mars retrograde in Leo, and what is the essential understanding? Mars is ruling two signs, Aries and Scorpio. Mars represents our willingness to fight, the raw and pure and unfiltered energy, raw power, action, aggression, initiative. Mars is the god of war. It's Aries in Greek mythology, and it actually represents drive, ambition, and courage. And also your goals, to pursue your goals without hesitation. It is also pioneering spirit and courageous actions as well. Very, very direct energy, very, very impulsive energy, the archetype of the warrior, the archetype of the, for example, Aries could also bring on not only courage and bravery, but also assertiveness and passion. And, this energy also wants immediate gratification as well. It doesn't plan, right? Because it's very raw force. It's the protector, right? It's identified like the action-oriented, raw, bold energy. And Mars also rules Scorpio, not just the first house in Aries, but the eighth house as well. And it's co-rules with Pluto over there. And Mars in Scorpio definitely has much different manner because it's very transformative quality with Pluto, deep and calculated. It is still intense, but it's not impulsive. It's very, very logical and calculated. It is more like going after the hidden truth. It is more like the detective over there. Um, intense and sexual and silent warrior, relentless warrior over there. So Scorpio rules the themes of death, rebirth, and transformation in the eighth house, anything to do with secrets, psychological depth, shared resources, tech, sex, death, mysteries of life and death, anything to do with transformation and power dynamic as well. So Mars over here could be really determined and also actually obsessive as well, willing to face the underworld, right? And it is very deep sexual desires over here. Mars actually is extreme heat, so it also could be purification, especially in the eighth house, could be like rebirth as well, like phoenix, right? It is almost like once I was watching Chris Berman video with oh my God, I forget his name. Uh, hmm, okay. So it might going to come back, and they were actually mentioning Mars is actually like the heat, the temperature, what forces the change. And for example, if you are imagine a blacksmith, right, and they creating a sword, Mars also a sword, the heat, the scorpionic heat, what is coming from there, it is forces the iron, right, to change and could be manipulated, and then it could become actually a fighting object, right? So yes, it's almost like a birth. It's almost like not only a birth signifying, but most likely it's a rebirth. It's a phoenix effects over here. But they were talking about definitely significant change. And Mars is war and conflict. It is really, really heroic as well. Mars is the soldier, but also it could bring in terror as well, not just heroism. All right. So Mars is going to take about 687 days, which is an almost 2 years, a year and 8 months or 9 months around the zodiacal cycle. And it is actually going back to retrograde, like every 2.5 years, 2.5 years. And it is retrograding about 6 to 7 weeks, right? And also it is around, roughly going to spend, like 6 weeks in one, what is that? In one sign. Uh, Unless if it's going into retrograde, because right now it's going to stay in Cancer for a long, long time with retrograding back over there. Um, all right. So every 2 years it's going to retrograde, and yes, it turns inward during that time. It's reconsider the inner conflict, and you are capable to reassess your motivation, and you're capable to reflect on your actions, and you're capable to face your fear and your anger as well during this time, right? Because this is anger and fear as well, and it could also represent your inner enemy, or also some kind of hidden enemies that could rise as well, but you are capable to go and face it. And if you are capable to face that, and you are the warrior who are capable to diminish your enemy, you are coming out from the situation after Mars going direct. You are coming out actually to gaining something here. And what can you gain over here? Well, Mars, as I said, going to stay in Leo, and it's going to be an extended stay in Leo, because November 4th, 2024 to January 6th, 2025, then April 18th till June 17th, 2025. And in Leo, Mars is very, very direct and confident and dynamic and courageous, bold, enthusiastic and joyous. And over here, it has a lot of pride and creativity. And it's representing leadership, because actually Leo ruled by the Sun and Mars has the same qualities. And Mars over here capable to express its bold energy, to be courageous, and has really, really high energy level and desire for focus and success as well. But as I said over the very beginning of the video, Mars going to go opposition with Pluto 3 times. One is over already. It's happened November 3rd, 2024. It was Capricorn and Cancer. We're not going to actually talk about that. But the other two opposition, what's going to happen in 2025, one is April 18 and the second one is January 3rd. It's going to be between Aquarius and Leo, right? So anything to do, because of Leo is ambition and power as well, and individual drives as well. And Pluto actually in Aquarius, it is the power belong from not the establishment anymore, but from humanity. So this is actually a conflict between the big picture, between the tribe and the collective. 11th house also collective, and Aquarius rules the 11th house. And so it is representing, the collective power opposing the individual desires and ambition as well. So there is a major power struggle over here between personal authority and actually conflict between collective power as well. So January 3rd, we are likelihood revisiting some kind of unresolved issues, what was already happening November 3rd over there. And it's going to have some kind of disruption in political landscape. And, before Mars actually going to go back to Cancer on January 6th, right? And April 27, that's going to be the last disruption of this energy, and we are going to actually try to find resolution toward to the changes and the way we have changed during these 6 months from November till April. What is the opposition over here could create? So first of all, this is a really, really a restless energy over here, and it's anger, and it's also could be some kind of not only power struggle, but it could be also be some kind of radical change, end of an era, right? A significant shift in the collective. And Mars in Leo and Pluto in Aquarius could be like a king going to die, for example, a leader going to die. So it could be easily representing that. But Mars gonna go back to Cancer retrograde, and there it's going to be in fall and retrograde motion. So I expect during this time, again, we're going to have some kind of indication and some kind of focus on families and protection and security of homelands and even some kind of maybe even from flooding, some kind of new opportunity, actually, how to prevent flooding of the lands, or also there is going to be like the house prices could fall, or we're going to have more available single family house, or the rates are going to go down, so more people going to be affording and afford to buy houses during this time, not maybe for a long time, but during this time. So domestic stability, right? Anything to do with defend the homeland security, new laws in homeland security will be actually introduced to the public. Because Cancer ruled by the moon, and moon is the public. And also it's our home and our family and our land as well, or history. So yeah, that's going to happen right then. And it's also going to have an extended stay in Cancer, right? Because it's from September 4th till November 4th, 2024. So that's 2 months. And then January 6th till April 18th, 3.5 months. So it's almost 6 months altogether. So it's very, very sensitive. It's the fallen soldier in Cancer, though, but very sensitive, very emotional. Earth in Cancer actually is the protector. And actually, it is, focuses on issues of emotional security, family dynamics, domestic stability. It's not assertive and direct over here. It's more like passive aggressive here. And it could be moody also. It could have some kind of emotional outburst as well because of feeling blocked or suppressed. But definitely the defender, definitely the one who support and defend its family, right? So heightened sensitivity, but on the other way, it's also going to help mothers, single mothers, or in general, the nurturing parent to actually save their children or fight for their children rights and things like that. if we are going to check health and stress, it could actually not only be mood swings over here and anxiety, but stress-related health issues and stomach problems as well. And because Mars is very fiery energy, it could be an inflammation or infection. Cancer rules the chest area, so not necessarily respiratory system, right? Because that's Mercury ruled, but it could create some kind of pneumonia related issues later on, and some kind of virus could come in during this time as well. But yes, so this is going to be an extended time, and it could be actually bringing some kind of paranoia in Cancer as well, and vengefulness. Mars, rules Scorpio. Scorpio is really vengeful, and because of the mood swings in Cancer, and because it's in fall over there, and it has no direct energy, it has suppressed energy, that could be very dark emotions and paranoia, and also vengefulness as well. Um, what else could happen over here? So, um, hmm, storms could pick up, some kind of thunderstorms, because Mars is, in rapid storms, fast, quick storms somehow. But we also have to be a little bit more cautious during this Mars retrograde, especially because of the Pluto opposition, right? Because it indicates some kind of terror attack on the land, right? On the homeland, or it could be like some stalker for some of us, or because it's opposing Aquarius, Pluto transiting Aquarius, right? And Aquarius ruled by Uranus, which is technology, surveillance cameras, and it could be Pluto could be very obsessive, so it could bring in some kind of stalker as well. Um, yeah, so there could be also because of Mars going to sextile Uranus, and because it's in Cancer, and Uranus is in Taurus, and they going to sextile, and it's going to trine Neptune. So what it's going to also bring sudden insight, fresh ideas, new perspective, anything to do with innovation and breakthroughs, and compassion as well, spiritual connection. It is going to be definitely together a constructive outlet for us to tap into our intuition. And it is going to square Chiron, guys, because Chiron is in Aries. And, it will actually help us to face past traumas, and we're going to encourage healing through some kind of therapy. And we're definitely going to have some growth out from that. And also, it's going to trine with Saturn at one point. And Saturn is in Pisces, and over there it could actually establish some kind of getting rid of self-sabotaging behavior, like ending bad dreams, or ending maybe addictions as well. It could also bring in, like, if you're working in a project, like anything to do with art project, or if you are right now want to get some kind of get to the hidden assets to buy a home with a smaller rate, you are capable to, on a smaller rate, you are capable to do that during this time. All right. And what else gonna happen over here? Okay, so Mars actually in Leo, anything to do with prideful nature, right? Authority, leadership, personal power. And it could be when it's gonna go to retrograde, it could actually lead to frustration and suppressed aggression. And aggression in a power structure. So what we have to understand, there will be some kind of leaders where the power will be taken away or they're going to be fall. Like right now, the Syria, what is that president is on run, right? And we accept right now multiple takeover of leadership during this time until April. So, this is definitely a leadership crisis over here, a political turmoil for sure. And it's tied to pride and ego. Uh, Power disputes and fall of leaders, right? Because of they going to be vulnerable and their flaws are coming out to the public and being seen by the public. And because of Pluto is in Aquarius, the public is capable actually to to stay together and go and against this kind of rulership which is not serving them anymore or which is like destroying their nation. So yeah, and the Leo also symbolizing your heart as well, and the king as well, and authority figure. So yes, it could actually the opposition could create, as I said, like loss of a king or death of a prime minister or president, a central authority figure. But also it could increase, for example, heart palpitations for some reason or some kind of heart attacks also. So I would think maybe we will see some kind of increase in heart attacks as well, because it could be because Pluto is sees anyway, right? And that could be across with Mars in Leo, definitely something with heart and heart related, uh, illnesses there. All right, definitely. I was talking about Trump. I'm still scared for his chart over there because of he has a very, very bad chart for his physics, for his health to being attacked, and King Charles chart is also looking awful, unfortunately. So there is two figures over there, but there could be any other authority figure there who could actually fall and his career on earth. And also, financial market, gold represented by the sun, silver represented by cancer. So there could be actually a decrease in the price of that as well. And some kind of instability also in the currency market as well. Um, yes. And well, what else should we talk about over here? Hmm. We don't have to talk about Pluto because we are talking about Mars retrograde. It is only the Pluto opposition, which is, could be Pluto could also abuse power, but because Mars is opposing with it, there is the soldiers could be us as well who won't let actually and going to actually end of the status quo and question it and rise against it. Definitely metaphorical and end of the world for sure. All right. So as I said, the financial market could have some kind of disruption as well, anything to do with scandals over here, sex trafficking, anything to do with for example, people who hide money or steal money from or assets going to get freezed because of some kind of new regulations and new policies as well, what the government going to bring in. Anything to do with unregulated cryptocurrencies as well. So we will see what's going to happen over there. But scandals and fraud investigations, that's definitely going to happen during this time. You will learn about hidden wealth and resources, anything to do with gold and silver, right? And also, we're going to have some kind of maybe regulatory actions to stabilize actually the gold and silver market as well. How much can you, and right now I just watched the news in the morning and I'm thinking about that maybe because of there is a professional elite robbery group going over in Colorado and in California, and they are actually robbing Asian um, business owners because of they don't trust the banks, right? Nobody really trust the banks anymore, and they keep a lot of money home in safes, and they are specialized for that. So be careful where you are hiding your assets and money because it could be taken away. But definitely there could be a lot of geopolitical tensions. And as you know, Biden for the last minute still gave some kind of opportunity for Ukraine to get into Russia. And it is sad for the both sides because, there is so many young children, young boys who are dying through this absolutely insane conflict over here. Um, but definitely it could actually bring in more actions, more military actions, unfortunately. Also, cyber attacks could increase as well. And cyber attacks could actually increase global tension because Pluto in Aquarius is the hackers and Mars in Leo taking away the gold, the money, right, through some kind of stealing. So it could happen as well. We will need to watch out for that. And there will be a lot of political leader who is misuses power. That's why they will have to run by the end because of we can't stand it anymore and we're going to stand against. And as I said, the Pluto Mars opposition also going to bring out all the secrets, the historical secrets, from Hollywood, anything to do with sex scandals involving, the Epstein and the P. Diddy trials for sure. So that's what's gonna happen during this time. But on the other hand is um, definitely we will be able to maybe purchase more homes. Whoever wants to buy right now homes when Mars is in full and retrograde, there could be actually a good news for new home buyers, people who wants to actually purchase something. Um, yeah, so and then I just going to actually go and I just going to actually I just wanted to also talk about the solar flares. Yeah, it is just because of Mars is in Leo. Leo rules the sun, and it could actually activate solar flares and increase the electromagnetic activity. So if you are actually someone who is chasing the aurora borealis like me, then you might actually have a lot of fun this during this winter as well because it could increase the activity and we can see the aurora even close to Florida or something like that. But also it could bring in some kind of issue with the 5G technology and anything to do with the computers as well. It's gonna make the computers crazy and we won't be able to use internet or something for days. It could happen. Yeah. All right. So then let's go and let's talk about the whole entire signs like Aries to Pisces, right? All right, so we're going to talk about Aries first because it's going to take place. Let me see. I have my little. Okay, so Aries rising sun and moon. If you are watching this for your sun sign, you are watching this for your career, your father figure, your health. If you are watching that for your moon sign, mother figure, right? And anything to do with your subconscious, the way you are nurturing yourself and others, family, home, real estate, and rising is everything about you. All right. So, first of all, when it's going to go to retrograde, it's going to go in Leo in your fifth house. So, fifth house is creative project, realizing you have some kind of passion and you're going to actually restructure that passion or anything to do with creative project. You might going to revisit something with a child a project. Maybe you want to get pregnant, or maybe you want to actually renegotiate some kind of boundaries and schedules with your children. It could be also, you are questioning right now the dynamic of your relationship, romantic relationship. Maybe you have some kind of clashes right now, some kind of power struggle right now. And then also, if you are struggling with joy and hobbies right now, what actually brought you previously, it's excitement, you might going to let that go. And if you are in the public eye, you can actually have a lot of critics and you need to build up and rebuild your confidence. And then in January 6th, it's gonna go back to your fourth house, repairing, your home, for example. You also can have some kind of hidden anger from childhood, and it could be a wound over there, which is you have to address that and you have to move forward from that. And definitely remodeling and repairing your home could be a major project over here. Careful with electricity, fire, right? Because this could be possible during this time. I would relocate, I would delay relocation during this time because that is not the best time for that. But it could bring in some kind of estranged family issues and some kind of fight. Taurus rising sun and moon, it's going to start in your fourth house and gonna go to Cancer to your third house. So anything to do with, dispute about inheritance and property with a family member could happen, or you are going to have to put hold on to a home renovation, perhaps. And then maybe come back later to it when it's gonna come back to Leo and it's going to be really active and strong. You also have to claim your authority if you are a parent with your children, perhaps, or if you are a child and your parent figure, like but you are older, are claiming a lot of authority. You have to put boundaries. As well, and anything to do with personal space at home. And if it was a lack of personal space, then you're right now going to be really frustrated, and you have to talk about this with your family. And then when it's gonna go to your third house, you will need to actually fix any kind of miscommunication with your siblings and neighbors. It could actually indicate some kind of fight with aunt, uncle, niece, nephews, siblings, and neighbors. If you were writing, then you have to re-edit your book because of, or you actually going to redesign your website as well. Also, what you have, if you had something like a short travel planned, it could actually delay right now. And if you want to assert yourself in discussion or debate, right now you have to choose your words because it could be really, really hurtful as well. And it could bring in some kind of technical issues with vehicle, something to be repaired because there is a breakdown. Gemini rising sun and moon is going to start out in your third house and it's going to go to your second house. A podcast or book editing, content creation project could be actually on hold, and you have to revisit and edit those kind of era in your life. Also, if it's an ongoing dispute with your sibling and neighbors, you're going to have to create boundaries and claim boundaries. It could be like, all right, you have to upgrade your vehicle or repair your vehicle during this time. Your communication style is going to change. It could be more assertive and more technical and tactical as well. Um, and there could be some kind of issues with certification and documents and contracts, and maybe you lost your birth certifications or your passport, and you will have to actually reapply for it. When it's gonna go to your second house, anything to do with your financial matters, like maybe you are waiting for a payment or a loan approval right now. Maybe you are going to rethink your spending habits, especially if you were impulsive a little bit with purchases. And you also can address low self worth and self esteem as well. And you can advocate for salary increase, but don't be pushy and stay humble. Also, you can hire a financial advisor and revisit actually some kind of investment. So, like, is it going to have some return or losses over there? So, definitely could be that. Um, and also, there could be some kind of anger toward to a partner who actually maybe overspend some kind of joint resources, because don't forget the axis is the eighth house energy. Cancer rising, sun and moon, it starts in your second house, gonna go to your first house again. So you're going to be really, really affected by that. Anything to do with your material possessions, maybe something you will find but you lost, or you're going to downsize because of you can't afford the insurance anymore, or the mortgage payment, or the tax anymore on your house. Definitely there is some kind of issue with work and with salary. Somebody is not capable to pay you, or you did a sidekick job and you sold a painting, for example, but they didn't pay you yet. Um, you are want to have some kind of income generating opportunities, and something is coming back to you, but not necessarily going to pay right away. And if you are struggling with impulsiveness, you really have to maybe look for a therapy for anger management as well. And when it's going to go to your first house, cancers, it could be something to do with your uh, relationship, public setting, anything to do with your goals, with your personal growth and goals. The way you are approaching and the way you represent your company and yourself, it's going to change. And maybe actually you're going to reach back to something what you used in the past because it's worked for you. You stopped using it, and right now you go back because you can realign with that as well again. Um, fitness, physical appearance, also going to be reassessed, and there could be a little bit of delay over here. Maybe you don't have enough money to keep up with your gym membership, or with your buying expensive makeups or whatever is that. But later on it will be, and it will get better, and you can be really like an emotional trigger over here, everything going to fuel your frustration, and you're going to be really, really defensive as well. All right, Leo rising, sun and moon, it's going to start in your first house and going back to your 12th house. Okay, so what's gonna happen over here? Like, you have to actually reassess how you're going to approach your leadership role here. So anything to do with your fitness, also your health, all the methods are no longer work here. And you can get really frustrated because you want to express yourself, but you always misunderstood, and your ego wounds, especially you being a Leo rising, it could be very, very hard. Uh, Especially if you are a public persona, it could, a personal failure could really, really affect your self-esteem. So be careful. And when it's going to go back to the 12th house, anything to do with hospital, jails, right, therapy, anything to do with self-sabotaging behavior, you can be angry with yourself. Anger could go and lead to using something which is like a substance. So be careful over here, not to go back to your substance, not to go back to your fears. If you go back to your fears, then address it and use a psychologist, a therapy, a healing retreat somewhere, which is going to be really amazing, and it could actually bring up some kind of healing. 12 house also could be secret enemies, and Mars is over there secretly. I'm not saying that, like you will be attacked, but, somebody could have stalker. Right now, actually, I was thinking of Trump because he has Cancer in the 12th house, and it could be, some kind of threat over there with jail or anything to do with hospitalization, or something to do with the health retreats as well, mental health as well. This is definitely unresolved karma, and it could actually turn for your favor when it's gonna go direct, but right now you have to work hard to get better. So it's not all bad, but it is just like you need to make sure you aware, and you work on yourself, and you're not sabotaging yourself with some kind of substances. Virgo rising sun and Moon, it's going to start in your 12th house and go to your 11th house. So, when actually it's going to start in your 12th house, subconscious blockages and spiritual retreats going to be maybe available for you. Maybe you're going to an addiction center to get rid of some kind of addiction, or dealing with your anger issues as well. You can also deal with your passive aggressive tendencies over here. And then, there could be also some kind of, you're going to address some kind of unresolved secrets and hidden enemies. It's going to surface, and you're capable to face it, and then you're capable to fight it. Meditation, therapy, anything to do with retreats could help you greatly, and it will be really effective. And also, you would want to maybe start a dream journal, and it could help you a lot. Um, and then when it's going to go to Cancer in your 11th house, it's going to address group conflicts and revisiting leadership roles in organization. You might going to get back actually a leadership role, or, you might have to fight for it. Also, you have to reevaluate your friendship as well. You who is loyal and who is not. The trust will be tested over here. Long-term goals, perhaps also, anything to do with collaboration with others and community efforts might get out of the way right now. And if there is a group settings where is a lot of anger and it was overlooked, right now you just don't want to deal with it, you just want to leave. You might going to want to fall out from a social group because you cannot reconnect with them again. I mean, feel alliance with them again. Libra rising sun and moon, it's going to start in your 11th house, and it's going to go to your 10th house. So anything to do with professional network, but no longer feel supportive, it's done and gone. If you hit, for example, in a project, a roadblocks or any kind of disagreements over there, then you just want to end of it. A court case could end also, or coming back to you. If you had some kind of betrayal in friendship and you feel actually like you are not included, then you just not willing to deal with it anymore. So, long-term goals are, maybe some long-term goals are coming back, what you thought it was lost and it was effortless, but right now you feel the urge to do it again. And when it's going to go to your 10th house, It's going to actually, it could bring in an ambitious career for you, a project, for example. You can, maybe you wanted to be promoted, but you didn't get the promotion, but whoever get the promotion get fired, and right now you will be chosen anyway. There could be some kind of work conflict and workplace conflict for sure with an authority figure. So be careful with that. And your public image, if you are in professional, could actually suffer some kind of issues with your reputation. Uh, you know, because of that, you can be attacked, and maybe you are attacked wrongfully, and you will have to take a stand, and you have to actually stand up for yourself. Scorpio rising, sun and moon, it starts in your 10th house and goes to your ninth house. Anything to do with your career, anything to take actually a leadership role. It could be something coming up and back for you, but also it is like, you need to take a different path right now to achieve something what you wanted. Be more mindful and also assertive as well. Um, but there is a warning sign because of you can actually demand respect for yourself, but there is a lot of frustration around you. The career could come with a high stake job, but a lot of money, but it's really killing your energy and your vibe, and it's bringing a lot of stress and anger for you. Definitely could be some kind of delay promotion over here, and definitely it could be major conflict war between CEOs perhaps. And public achievement here, it could be you could be in the limelight, but don't be unfamous, please. Infamous. All right, so when it's gonna go to your ninth house, it has to do anything to do with certification, higher education, philosophy, exporting for podcast, broadcast, publishing, and anything to do with studying abroad as well, and traveling, long distance traveling. So that could get delayed, especially the long distance traveling. And you can also have some kind of fallout with an older sibling or friend. Your publishing company also could, maybe you have to hire some authority for some kind of legal procedure because of they didn't publish your book the way you wanted them to publish it, and there could be some kind of issue there. Careful with your podcast, not initiate you know things what's going to have a lot of troll on social media. Sagittarius rising, sun and moon. This is me as well, guys. I'm a Sag rising. It's happening in our ninth house, and which is education and travel and podcasting and YouTube channel as well. And anything to do, if you are having a book which is unfinished, a manuscript or something like that, you have to revisit and rewrite that. Or if you had a philosophy and belief system, there could be some kind of conflict. Maybe you are in conflict because of you see people who are practicing the same religion or beliefs. They are actually not honest people, and it's going to distract you a little bit. And um, and then also there could be some kind of legal matter coming up to you. When Mars is in retrograde, if you sue someone, it turns against you. If somebody sues you, it turns for your favor, just so you know. So if you are being sued, then it could be turning for your favor. But definitely there is some kind of educational responsibility over here. And then it's going to go back to Cancer, to your eighth house. Anything to do with debts, you are capable to address tax related issue or finish tax. Or, if you had a psychological trauma, it could bring in healing as well, or a good therapist, or anything to do with maybe you want to use hypnosis over here. But also it it could be something to do with inheritance. And but if you want to also apply for mortgage, you might going to get a great interest rate because Mars is in full and in retrograde in your eighth house, so it could bring in a very low interest rate for you. There could be some kind of intimacy issue, though, between you and your partner. And it could also, unfortunately, bring in unexpected losses, a family member as well. Capricorn rising, Sun and Moon, Leo, eighth house for you. So it's going to start out in your eighth house, which is inheritance, prenup, shared resources, taxes, death, rebirth over there. So yeah, definitely you are capable to maybe get a debt relief, or there will be some kind of inheritance issue what you will need to pick up for yourself to not to get close out from inheritance. You might want to create a trust or will right now, or actually rewrite your prenup and will, because that is a reassess, rewrite, right? So that could happen for you. You can claim for insurance, for example, some kind of insurance funds as well. Maybe you were actually, you know, uh, denied, and right now you won't be, especially after what's happened in the US. The CEO of the United Healthcare got killed, and I was reading about that a lot. And United Healthcare also covers Medicaid and Medicare, and the biggest denier, United Healthcare, is actually the healthcare system here. It's like a scam, but any insurance system is a scam. But maybe you're going to get that kind of insurance claim. And then when it's going to go back to Cancer, you have to readjust your relationship with your significant other or business partner. You will need to be more assertive, not to be taking advantage on, or, you also have to trust again, because there was some kind of trust issues maybe between you two. Uh, and, it could be also bringing back an old relationship, an old flame, and it could be very sensual and sexual. I wouldn't, though, start a relationship even with an old flame, because it's opposing Pluto, and even if it's out of sign opposition, it could be something very manipulative and heinous ruled. So I wouldn't want that. But all right, if you are facing anything to do with contract and legal matters, it could turn for your favor. And you definitely have to balance your partnership and stand up for yourself. Aquarius rising sun and moon is going to start in your seventh house and gonna go to your sixth house. It starts with some kind of old conflict with your romantic partner that you have to resolve. And also there is some kind of issues between you and your business partner and ego clashes. If you want to form a new business partnership or get married, it could get delayed for some reason. And if you have some kind of legal matters, or you are going to mediator because of you are divorcing, it could get resolved right now and it could end. But definitely you need to maintain balance in relationship without aggression. And when it's going to go to your sixth house, actually it's going to be like, all right, let's take care of my health and let's change my health routines. Maybe go back to the gym, or maybe go back to yoga. I need adjustment over here because my joints are in flame and painful. And also if there is issues with your coworkers, colleagues, or employees, or anything to do with landlords, go ahead also and actually try to balance this tension between you two, because it could be very, very intense. And also it could bring in, Cancer, sixth house, it's dogs as well. So careful with dog bites, some of you. Not everyone, obviously, but dog bites could happen over here. Um, Change your habits and change your routines, because it's not serving you anymore. It's actually sabotaging your health, and you really, really feel unappreciated right now at work, and you have to solve that issue. And my last and beautiful Pisces rising sun and moon, Uh, it is going to start in your sixth house and gonna go to your fifth house to Cancer. So it starts out with your coworkers or supervisors, with your landlord, with your roommate, or with your tenants as well, employees. So there is conflict what you have to solve. You can actually rethink the way you are eating and have a new diet plans. And you know what? You can have actually an anti-inflammatory diet because Mars is involved and because Pluto is involved also out of sign. And in sign opposition as well. Pluto is parasite claim, so it could help you a lot. Anything to do with if you feel stagnant, or if you need, actually, if you got a very bad doctor review, or what is that, not review, how do you call that, when you go to the doctor and assessment of your health, then you go back and redo the test because it could be inconclusive. And definitely you need to take care of your health right now. And when it's gonna go back to your fifth house, hallelujah, it could bring back an old hobby, some kind of creative passion, or an old lover. But also it could bring back actually a conflict with your children, and it could delay some kind of joyous travel with a romantic partner, because of, you will have to take care of your child or family issues. But if you have a creative project but you didn't finish right now, you have to revisit and finish it. It's going to give you time and energy and passion and muse to finish that. Um, yeah. So, and that's what I wanted to say for your Pisces rising sun and moon. So, guys, this is, a little bit intense because Mars is the warrior, and, but also, on the other hand, Pluto, when it's going to oppose Pluto, Pluto gonna be also on the fixed star altar, which is bold leadership and ambition. And it's going to actually also bring in success as well. Altar is a good fixed star. But yes, in general, there is a tug of war. In general, there is a lot of resilience and also a lot of uh, uh, like war, or like it could bring in some kind of terror attack as well. It could bring in also some kind of volcanic eruption around the world, because Mars is the lava, Pluto in Aquarius, it's volcanic, right? So there could be a lot of things happening over here which is not necessarily positive, and the war could get escalated before we are seeking for peace. But on the other hand, it's still a heavy topic, but hopefully soon we're going to be over it. And I can't wait for 2025, because at least, we're going to have North Node in Pisces, Jupiter in Cancer, and we're going to have the mini triangle, which is going to be the mystic triangle, which is the saving grace for us, for humanity. I call it the saving grace, and we're going to enter hopefully a better era right now. So good luck to you all. Use the energy for your favor. You always can change, you always can use remedies, and let's see what's going to happen in the future. I'm gonna do actually two more videos today, and I already did one with Lori Lotian in the early morning, and 3 days ago I did it with Lada as well, so you will see that soon coming out. Thank you so much to being here with me, to supporting me, and to comment below how did it work out for you. Let me know, because it's all it's as above so below. I always say it could bring positive and negative energies as well. Don't shoot the messenger, guys. I will be back with another video. Thank you so much. Bye for now.